Hi, I'm Darya Gomeshi, realtor here in the greater Sacramento area with the Onyx team at Keller Williams. And today I want to talk to those of you that are considering selling your home. Now, I've made videos before where I've said if you're considering buying a home and you're nervous about contacting a realtor and you don't know what to expect, well, this is going to go hand in hand with that one, because same goes for those of you that are sellers. Just because you've purchased a home and you maybe not be as nervous about purchasing your next home, but listing your home and selling your home for the first time, or if you haven't in a few years, might be nerve-wracking too. And you might be wondering, how does that process look like? At what point do I contact a realtor? And what am I going to expect from that call? And what comes next? Are they going to list my house the next day? When should I contact that realtor? So those are all the things that I want to talk about and ease your anxieties, and hopefully you'll get some useful information and some guidance. So let's jump right into it. What happens when you realize that you need to sell your home? You probably typically will start asking friends and family for realtor recommendations, and that's great. Some of you may go to the internet. That's great too. But did you know that over 60% of homeowners that list their homes only meet with one broker? To me, that's mind-boggling. I mean, your home is your biggest asset, so why wouldn't you take the time to really interview more than at least one broker to take care of that big asset? So I definitely suggest getting a few recommendations and maybe even pulling some people from the internet that you found based on reviews. So I definitely suggest interviewing more than one broker, and even going as far as someone that hasn't been recommended by personal recommendation that you found online and that you believe might be the expert for your area, because that might not be necessarily someone that your friends and family know. Moving on, what happens is you should prepare a list of questions that you'd want to ask those realtors. And one of the biggest and most important questions is make sure that they are a full-time realtor, because less than 5% of realtors actually do real estate full-time. And the reason is the same. It's the biggest asset you own. Why would you want someone who isn't in real estate full-time handling that asset for you? Other questions that you need to consider or ask, I should say, is do they use professional videography and photography? What kind of marketing material are you going to expect to see once your home is being marketed? Do they do coming soon marketing? What kind of online marketing does that particular realtor do? Do they participate in paid advertisement through online services? Online marketing for coming soon and current listings? What does their whole internet web presence look like? Are they on social media, and do they have a generous following? All of those things, although on a personal level might not seem relevant, but they are when it comes to selling your home, because more than half of buyers find their home online before they're even working with a realtor. So you want the most exposure for your home that you can get, and that can only be delivered by professional marketing, professional videography, professional 3D walkthroughs, which are so important in our pandemic that we're living in, not by iPhone pictures and someone who doesn't believe in social media. And there's a lot of those realtors out there. You'd be surprised. So some of those things some of the other questions that you should ask realtors is what their timelines look like, and do they work with buyers and sellers, or do they mostly work with sellers? Who's going to be handling showings of your property? Is that realtor typically present at all showings, or are they going to put a lockbox on the property? And if so, how and when can you expect feedback from showings to be given to you after they've happened? So all of those are things to talk about with your realtor, because you really want to make sure that your communication styles match up with the realtor you're going to hire and your expectations are met. And some realtors forget that most people don't sell their homes often. So they just assume that you're going to know how the process goes. So, enough about most realtors and most sellers, buyers. I guess I should tell you what it's like working with me. So, our first meeting after you initially call me is usually right away, and it's just for me to walk through your property to get a sense of its current state. So just the way it is. You don't need to clean or organize for me. None of that. Just how you live day to day is fine. And what I do is I do some preliminary numbers and I assess the market. I assess your specific neighborhood, your specific street. And I come prepared with those statistics. And then I just, again, want to see your home in its everyday element. And then we sit down and we talk about your specific needs, wants, timelines, dreams, what's motivating the sale, how and what I can help with. And my services include not just photography and videography and marketing. I actually like to be involved in preparation of the home before it's sold. So I have a wonderful organizer that I hire to come in and help you. I have an amazing staging team that I pay for that comes in to prepare your home. Cleaners, carpet people, stone restoration, you name it. All of those vendors are vendors I have access to that I will gladly share with you as my customer. So once we feel that the home is ready to be on the market, then you and I get together again and we do a final assessment of the market and we determine our final list price. So 2 meetings, right? Your preparatory meeting to prepare your home for sale, and then your final meeting to finalize your listing price. And then once that's done, we start on your marketing. We start on your coming soon marketing, and then we go into actually being live on the market. And then we talk about the communication styles that we're going to be communicating with you through. And we get your home sold and get you moved on to other bigger, better things to do. So that's the process, and hopefully that was some good insight for you and you're not as nervous about calling a realtor. And know that you won't be rushed into anything, and that selling your home should be done to meet your goals first and on your timelines and in your wants and needs.